Nonsiabo, Ghana this year, Mamuna, Jubium, Makwa, Basum, Jeffy, peace. 104.3, no was Guso with Brason, Sensamai and Satos, one as a move for Wajibre. Once one is when you read the best sumo secas your ball. And 7% can home, I will need 100.9, okay, 101.7. Ship house and crying, Abeka Junction, yes, Mudia free. Ugo Piemu, Ewa Santimante Moa, Yenu and Mukrakasi Bemua. Na Hello FM 101.5, radio stations in the Dawson. Ghana and Amonone, when you name Bomakasibui, a be a doable. Social media platforms are who don't announce Kasibui, Echogu, I was live. And some of you may have someone does need to be in ye. Ghana, Mampenny's Excellency John Dramani Mahama Edasawa, South Korea. Now, would do South Korea one brand sebe the future making a Mampenny and Nedin Komafa or my Ghana and of South Korea. 1 year, dear one can't call.
Next year, Ghana and Korea will celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations, and I believe that our relations have been good.
Ghana Mampenny Abediachi Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman so na me no kasai University of Cape Coast UCC and Penny Force Mameno Nessa we tradia to school more any o my Ghana no esefatenti wabonabaso.
Throughout her public life, from the lecture halls of this university to the highest offices of national governance, Professor Pokwajiman has maintained an unblemished record.
Afia de Cassia between Wako, my Ghana man, Sebe de Fie, Edom Kumaya, Ewoho, Bisa, Abayi said, Ghana Mampenny's Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the private jet no and name Penny Fako Hine, Hunkomono, at the Saint Sansa meeting, Yene, Edom Kumano, Ebedin Komo, Bosome, Ferhon, Abaton Pesaso, and Ma Sebejani, and Yebeka Sa. Well, Edom Kumano Afamubio, Wana Nuni, or Monyanfo or Sahine Alexander Kwamena Afenyomakin, and so. Culture Mampenny say, Mahama Keno, Yadia, your friend is a henia, a true yadia, on Fansha CB.
As to whether or not this can also be added to the Ghana Health Fund.
Say, and Kania Ebwanati Edia Bafom or Homo Abu Pen and 9 in the cheapo a year, watche a barco at your watch back 4.81%. And soon so behind the above from 3.06%. And inti Yabeshana a Munkomoya a watching Yane PURC and of a People's Forum and so Eddie Emu Enkomo. Now Yabechina or my Ghana has say not Minister for Digital and Communication Yeneno Eddie Nkomo. Wakasa say. Ono Sam George betimi akadne says in the busa senkenya Ghana Mampenny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and a betina kunya so a enka na ni bia bai wo mo a agin krofo ama de wo mo de nkrata sam ekọ baabi na mo da so mo ba sadata ha san ha mame na digital na kro munya meda so Mampenny adamenti eno metumi ayesa ensem no afoforo pibinum eka we hu eno wadama enne wonyi jubre ye de so mo say ye no nsa bre mo kasa ye fa seda emmenyume koe
ye fa seda ema osons chemist chemist and also garlic capsules abedwa so MTNC we dey for you everywhere you go. Now high sense electrical appliances now open kwada showrooms in the Dawson Ghana for na body ko na kwaje odie Dolphin roofing system is se bia ba na se ni mu de papa yes ye ma won chance na da border so ho ye da waba na waba bitua yenka o Henry Spices wudwa so Lawson Herbal Center at the Lawson Local Meshaba ebo ma isi ni papa nti ufire dia na wapebi sanso na Divine Hope Herbal Center at the Watria Herbal Powder abedwa so Watria Herbal Powder na anopabia no so hie na chese tin ba gwahwe guso na wabo anwumre na wabo obehunu sense sama pa ebekoso ewo ni paduanim na duro ba ko pa yenim ye ditwi yesen de eye ba ko pe eno a ene pepsodent anopa na watwi anwumre na watwi ebeboa ma osia hodem wo numa hu ni die afane ntoma pa e de afira kenkanfo eye me Sadat Mohammed Mene
Nana ama not to fall
afi ensem no nchire mu enie Ghana fo nyina ni masem se Ghana Mampenny Ghana PSA Ghana Deshi Ura John Dramani Mahama or Bimanso South Korea Brichmemu na o Mampenny any speaker National Assembly South Korea Ura Wu Wonching akwakwedieshia na o Mampenny ka say no e na wo chirim say Ura yonkofra da man mienu ntemechire Ghana e na South Korea e fepo pa na sha se enye achepo pa be yemfinhia aduonum 50 years ni enti enche Ghana ne South Korea behwe na sa yonkofra yetimi ahye ho fa o Mampenny say gina so di tudase wa bro ne dom bebe piemu e wo South Korea say na South Korea for je won first one was nani aso nani age papa no Mampenny so wo Ghana se ne yedi kabem ka bi adwuma na wo say na South Korea so de kabem ka bi adwuma chese kamya ko hye Ghana ne South Korea din se e wo niam bibremu obepiemu wa bibremu atoya Ghana mfinsha na bia ne yakwa abato no de kokromuti kwoto aba e de pa opanyina yesusu sei wono ene wo sefata si obi o mai Ghana nim ti uba pie mu abibire mu a abantu guo koso o ma hodo so no ye de akwakwa ye pani behwe amanfo odi ye ho nkomo amanfo hwe ye nsuya ye sanse ye de ne yaye amana ye fe Ose South Korea nso na nsin amonyo se moment mo ase kakra unity mpenifo timi de hihye pogu apono so mase bedwe fetimi de omo na isi fomu an ekopie mo South Korea asomdwe atumi afa ne ntoma pa edi efira na no na Ghana man penini tire mu biem se so man bia no betima afa ne ntampa edi efira kema mi ka bi wi firi mu onyeyi mase bedwe fie dwumedie wi firi mu onyeyi na sani a Ghana mase bedwe fie dwumedie na South Korea mase bedwe fie dwumedie omo ntoto na ase no edi adanse sa ampa yemienu no yedi nse wonema bebere mu ebetima ka ye ntoma abakira no na bibi pa bi etima firi mu aba Ghana ye nyamfaso de firi South Korea so no na omo su nyamfaso e de afiri Ghana so na wo say wa bre one South Korea man penini edi ehia no omo timi do omo nsa ahye enti asapama dodo na ase ogidie semfaso bebere e be firi mu aba.
Ghana and Korea will celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations, and I believe that our relations have been good and have been built on the foundation of our shared belief in democracy. We're proud of our democratic traditions, especially in a sub-region where democracy is backsliding. There have been several coups d'etats recently in several West African countries, but Ghana remains the beacon of democracy. We want to prove as Ghanaians that democracy works and that democracy is the best system of government and that can create opportunities for young people to be able to realize their full potential. We know that Korea has a comparative advantage and a very strong background when it comes to digitalization, artificial intelligence, and innovation. And so that's a very important memorandum of understanding for us, because we believe that with that memorandum, we can share knowledge between ourselves in the area of digitalization. We believe that these memorandums of understanding that we've signed, in addition to the other bilateral engagements, will bring Ghana and Korea even closer together.
Ghana mampenyi ora John Dramani Mahama ne ene twagwei na omampenyi no si pepepe na National Assembly South Korea won speaker eye owura wu wonshenga wono so kasa bie na wo tirimu say kabema mka bia Ghana ye di adwuma wo bibire matoye no South Korea for tum krom na so mu hu eye omo fe papopa ene influence na bia na Ghana akwa batu anim obi se oh we dia comfortable lead ya fa ne la ya bebo no na chesa afa ne sulia na so na wate ne ho ase na amambu no wagi ato ho no ofoforo so abefa o so we di ebreki 8 simple kra ye beto ba de ebewie no na wono so afa ne sulia wate ne ho ase na amambu no de ama na ye wo ba na chesa Ghana kabema mka bi no ye ti ase papopa enti omani aso omse na nsan Freedom House hwehwemu bi omudi gu apono so ebedi adanse ye se Ghana ye ne South Korea eba kabema mka bi ye kamia akọ se ye gina pen omse edi adanse ye sampa Ghana ne South Korea ebitima fa yonkofa ache.
Mr. President, I understand you first became president back in 2012. And then, although you were not elected, then you were re-elected to the office. And I see that Ghana has maintained a very peaceful regime transfer over the years. And this means that Ghana is a very highly democratic nation. And I take note that according to Freedom House, the democracy index for both our countries are about the same. And I feel that really puts us in a very special position where we are like friends. There was an attempt of military coup d'etat in Korea, but thankfully, because of the collective efforts of the Korean people who defended the National Assembly and also the members of the National Assembly who gathered in the middle of the night to lift the martial law, we managed to restore democracy in Korea, and we are very proud of this achievement, and we think that it has been also recognized by many countries across the world. And given this history, meeting another friend of a very highly democratic country makes today's meeting very meaningful.
Ani atwago yi eye maame wu wonshenga ogopiemu ewo South Korea National Assembly wode won speaker ena ne atwago Salamat Kuku Apentel ena de amanboyi ebesomo yen
Ghana mampeni abedi achi Professor Nana Jane Opoku Achema wono so enei enmonyam hye University of Cape Coast in Penifo de ahye no enya de wakra Ghana mampeni ebutu South Korea na ehon so university kese wo ho ebo no abaso hye na enmonyam no na oman Ghana yeso ye mampeni abedi achi ono so egina enmonyam hye ewo hasei dwumadie kese bi akoso ewo University of Cape Coast wo mo school mu ho na sa dwumadie no Akan will be ama chancellor or sum sukui Sir Sam Jonah Ejina sukuni mpenifo nyina anemo edi enmonyam hye ama mampani abedi echese de edi kan efie bebre ni wasom omai Ghana na ne som emwo no wo hyase cheche ni afedu mpempenso ebi no wo beye adwuma ede som wo aban enyumakwe ahodo ansa na won se nya kwan asom se ene mampani abedi eche won ni wo ba ya wo dikan wo de sa abakosem kese we ya akono enso ede ato ho Sir Sam Jonah saying sukuni mpenifo trans SSA ye no se nei University of Cape Coast ewo animonyam na sukui frefre edom different crofama so ema eho ade kire ene adesua eye wo manika na ye maame ni sapapa bi awatwa ede ato wontia ne sayenti wo mo trans kokokom SSA ye adwene ye se wo popani pa wo Ghana ahye animonyam no wo se we de obi enu oto abade ti aye ema o mema no mo te board ni nya so eka se mampani abede echi no kwasem se watwa esapapa ede ato wo ede ama Ghana ma na wo de animonyam hye no ema maame enu wo kan se maame no dwene ma so a enei wo twe wono mampani abede echi Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemai adwen ede esi bibi so se ene Ghana emabu no bi anya kokuduro se ewo so omokonkoden na wo musua de enya baabi gina na se koba ne se dibia bi ba adesua enya de nim na wo worinti no sa dibia no onso de ma wa obeye amanimonyam hye abata ho.
Throughout her public life, from the lecture halls of this university to the highest offices of national governance, Professor Opoku Agyemai has maintained an unblemished record, not a single scandal, not a whisper of controversy, in a world where power so often corrodes and where public trust so often frays. He has navigated the full complexity of leadership with her honor completely intact. That, ladies and gentlemen, is no small thing. It is, in fact, everything. She is a true patriot. And I use that word care because patriotism is not a sentiment. It is a practice. It is the daily, unglamorous, demanding choice to place the welfare of one's country above personal convenience, personal gain, and personal comfort. It is unwavering honesty when honesty is costly. It is selfless dedication when dedication is exhausting. It is a profound and abiding commitment to the greater good, even when the greater good asks everything of you. These are not qualities that Professor Opoku Agyemai has displayed. These are not qualities that she has displayed occasionally. They are qualities that she has embodied consistently across decades in every role she has held.
Nipa yetene ken Oko University of Cape Coast awono ene ye chancellor Sir Sam Jonah na wodwumade no ase na wode enmonyam hye ne abasobode kese ema Ghana mampani abedi echi Professor na Jane Opoku Agyemai maame ni so mu na ogina simpie ni apaso na ogu hu mekoko no se no kwasam se empanifo kan ye se wo ye bibia yi wuyam na ye no yie na wonnim nipa wode wonadi edi wudwumadi a wo ye no achi wo se na ni so de empanifo aye nembom sen monyam hye wode ma Ghana ma nyina ni titiriw ene emma no emu mabunu wose wosere emma ba wane se wo munhua de wo munyom yem na wo munsom ewo kwan papa so na daachi bi no abasobode bi sei ebetumi akwama wo mu.
There is something special about the recognition that comes from home. This is where my higher education began and where my professional life took shape. It is one of the places where I learned that knowledge carries responsibilities beyond oneself. This campus was the backdrop of my life as a student, a national service person, a lecturer with different appointments and responsibilities, a professor, a vice chancellor, and of course, as a mother too. And when I left the university, I did my best to carry its lessons into my non-academic roles. This is because this institution instills certain principles in those who are shaped by it. The pursuit of knowledge is meant to bring illumination not only for personal edification, now more than ever.
Where Ghana mampani abedi echi Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemai Sansemi Patricia Sefa Fisher enedesomie.
Public Utilities Regulatory Commission etwenitia efri ekoi PURC brano no wosinkonwa enso bonkane abo no wadwenwene ho se ebepejam anase yebete so na ekoi de krata pio motesa we na yasem de edemo my Ghana ene say enso bo yete so de abafom eye 3.06%. Enkane abo nso no yebete so de abafom eye 4.81% asa hihye esha so furu so bo so me ne de ka me kire April 1st. Na Dr. Eric Kofi Obute o ye kwankyerefo a eba hwehwemu a onim de ewom na nkitahudie bofo e de ma PRC ye bekọ ne nkyɛn na ye ne no atwetwe nkomo e de afanse sa Ghana fo ye ba behunu e wo yensuo ene ye nkane abo mu yi dog gote menka me moajo e mo akwaba ye gusu a ye to ato homa no dog enya emma homa no so ye nsaka dog pepepe ye no betwetwe nkomo na ye bisa say PRC de eniama ahodo ni gu apono so nti ane ensuo bo ene nkane abo ho akoko hia se ye hwan so na Ghana fo ko mu etimi ha wo mu yi Ghana fo nyina ni mu asem se na nse ensuo bo be pejam no mpenfo kan se ne foma agudie to enam kwapa so asia se ye nsuo no ema mpenfo bre enu e wo se wo de so ne so nsuo ani ansa na yenye bianom no giso wo to dodo na nti ama e kan so aba enti na chese ho akoko hia se nsuo bo no so pejam na chese otimi nya dodo na so ti so ne so nsuo so na ebo Ghana fo openyina ba ho eni se no a ensuo bo na ti aba fo ne yemfa ne se ese ne yensuo krampo nani ate ana ye hia ndodo no emfa so ne so ne yensuo so ana okay Dr. Eric Kofi Obute asumdwe fie peace ni o ye mo adwo e mo akwaba
mother bongoje
me pa cho nyame adom me pa cho nso
nyame adom ye
ye da se papa enso ne obre ye nya ne ntie se nsuo bo ene nkane abo nyame adom ti abafom na wakwakọ epenyina hwe nkitahudie so de ma PRC ye pese ye sere bisa wo se eniama ben na mudi gu apono so na muhu se hu hia se ne nsuo bo ene nkane abo ye te so
yo midase mpato titu dia ye hu ipa two major factors estimate dollar NCD no on the CD no na hon de no aba stroke akra change so dia ewo person until you issue 12 cedis to the dollar. The previous tariff with the Naira, so you issue 11 cedis to the dollar. Which is or say way for consumers. The benefits now, utility service providers, they're supposed to give it back to consumers. And I'll find inflation is what? Inflation, the last tariff we issue 8% inflation. This time we issue 4.2% average for a 3-month period. Now, the service providers are gaining. We have to claw it back to give back to the consumers. If you put these two factors together now, you have to make sure that the tariff is back for more consumers and their crack.
Yeah, real factor no a obo so say cedi na hode aba mu de tia dollar na ka ho bi e na ne yehu ni se nsu ne kan abo ya ba fom yi so ochina bi no yehu ni se cedi na hode asa ba mbie mu na te se Ghana fo hwe ni mu se e be se hu ni se nsu ne kan abo no e be koso akofom
on the factors na be possible yes very the uncontrollable factors sa uncontrollable factors may be an exchange rate if exchange na PRC you need to me over the exchange rate. Utility service providers are ECG, Ghana Water, NetCo, or need to meet their alpha exchange rate. The same thing applies to the inflation. Over the cost of gas into depending on the market price of gas, and other determine the state at which you can get the tariffs. And you know, I estimate the who's are saying they are still more stronger than the ITC here. If they cover 10 cedis to the dollar, and I say they are 9 cedis to the dollar, this may affect the tariff then come from. Because if tariff now, 60% of the tariff component is coming from exchange rate alone. Which is exchange rate no go come from every tariff no come from. So inflation is come from every tariff no come from. It all depends on how these factors play out.
Okay. Na ebi krampo susu se wo hwe eniema hodo a factors abobo osu ya na nka ne nsuo ne nkane abo no kwa wo se nke kofom e che se ne yehunu we eno so muso musen
but the data no like them I know na e about but we can go even further down than this one. We come further down than this and then we are eating into the revenues of the service providers and so no fine.
Na ordinary Ghanaian no ususu se enti so abayi na chese nkane anu gina 4.81 na ensu no gina 3.06% no ebe so de ni wo hu
but we did this ebe so money because sanka enso bi eni o but yeti so at least
Mr. Obutansa na meja kwamwa kono yenim said the last time where you say ensuo bo na hura kosoro no factors ni bia mpinifo bobo ne say ensuo no a mpinifo treaty edema Ghana for no former goodie to na enam kwapa so na say ne pa enti chemicals na mu hia ansa na mu de treaty ensuo na Ghana for enye bia no na yese mu hia sika dodo na ansa na mu de akwakoto enti na kan ho bi ama saa bre no ensuo bo no mu pija mu ena ensuo bo na tia ba form ne yemfa ne say chemicals na motor di purify ensuo no mate so anampo ensuo no na anitie eno ntinu mu hia sika bebri emfanye treatment no eno ntinu so bo na yeba for me nyina no ka ho
the chemicals when the dollar and I got talk chemicals in the dollar no see the good one out dollar no apart from us obviously you gain from it but what I said the first happen is we need $1,000 now we change it at 12 cities then you need maybe 12,000 cities to get $1,000. And if you are changing it at 10 cities to the dollar now, then you maybe 10,000 cities to get the chemicals. So you need less cities to be able to get the quantity of chemicals that you're looking for. In the next age, there are chemicals we want to access to, but because of the performance of the dollar, no, and the same bonus in the access to.
Dr. Eric Kofi Obute yadase papa ene obre. Penyina mutiri ni oyehwehwemu bofo edema PURC wono anso ena wodi nkita hudie edema yekoi ena wakyerechire nsemu di akyere ye nema hodo osusu se no ena aboa ma nne ensuo ne nkane abofo ruso bosum ne de kan ebehu ni se ebeba fomu yi na san hyehyɛ ya mpenfo de gu apono si nam so mekwa wodin ena People's Forum mo so kyerem se da bi enti so na aba na ye de nanso 4.81% nkane a ensuo 3.06 ewo form dodo enke wo sempen 40 so kra mpo chen sei na ye ni wura Dennis Miracle Sabwaje eba twetwe nkomo ne leader team member edema People's Forum ye misa ne say die enti no mo susu say enti so abai ewo form wo opanyin timi nka me mo adwo emo akwaba ye das papa ene obrenso Ghana for the Raja, a comodian me, ye da sort of PRC saying so boaba form, Kania boaba form, ye near so, ye near Jabo pay you so. Now People's Forums say, or what did you move your guapon so no who say we know PRC is Ghana for. Sign it here for thing.
Oh, and yet, PRC and then no more share at the two in our Canadian war. Let us say, almost any kind of food in here. Almost say inflation, cedi to dollar exchange rate, any fuel price, and over the year and tomorrow, and now it's war. Quarters and 9 years to money in our almost 2 more, while Brana Sanya man, I am about to in our equifem. In our coffin, almost 2 more. I'm almost 2 more, and I could now 28%. And she said, Oba, ever catching after agitations in advocacy from the public. Now they catch and say 1%, 4%. You know, you have the Kaise, you didn't catch it, PURC say, and to Munukro in the previous quarters in Casacrano. Almost 2 more money bros based on projections beyond year. Almost projections over the year inflation calculation. Almost projection over the years, cedi to dollar exchange rate in Anno. Almost year overcharging the medical at charge Ghana for a man abroad so that they are not crying in Yankan water. It is over now the cassette matters of 4.8%. Now catch and say, what would you electricity into any idea? That means that any day no any day. Say Nipana na Utia a brand inflation here 23%. Now Utia 150 Ghana cedis a week, and net inflation about 3%. Utia 449. We use 4% every 449 as well. Say the refusal. It is only Panoka and the idea. The near just saying hairdresser now, no tier 100 cities a week in a neck, or tier 250 cities a week. 4% we use 2 liters as well. The near any DNSA. Because more than I say, more the inflation, dollar to city exchange rate, and the fuel cost, and a yard. And Canada and the not dollar, and I'm 14. Inflation our 23. Fuel price our 14. Not 100 a week. 1 out here is $100 now. That's 2 more. And then dollar about 10. Inflation about 3. Fuel about 9. And the Nipani to have 250 Ghana cedis. Now, what here, you know, anything. No, near some in a can say, you are. The only now the young to listen to it. Not one to know, a something. It's a cost someone a coffin. When you have to 28%, yes, minimum to the degree. But what is Uncle Crown? Yes, I'm to me. If you say almost Uncle View, no more cover 10% with time back home. Not Ghanaian consumer, no come and high like a crack. Because I'm with you, Manata, Manaboso. I mean, I wonder what Prima Mafia just to Dampa. Inflation confirm, dollar confirm, fuel price confirm with the app. Any other than 4% spend a week. So inflation 23 about 3%, 4% drop. So dollar 14, about 10, 4% drop. Say a friend is saying fuel, 14 by 9, 4% drop. The rate of drop of these indicators is so huge. Say ultimately 4% increase and can't say in Yaji. But that's for 4%, impact in a way, so a kubebi. And see, yes, so at least a name, yes, Yababe, you must say, IMF condition the end with the and says a quarter be a toilet treating, and then another top thing. Yeah, you're with free one. Omoma, the price, the bono, and reflected sign indicators in my name. Because Ghana for Komu Ebu. Then we want to penny makers say, and your new challenge is in the near saying, send on Canada and inflation was with you 250, and then with you 449. Now I bet you 4% to 3 swap. Will you 4% to 449 as well? Then is it still no more, way more than the number here when Ghana inflation high? It's a moment, and I couldn't bono mubuno. And cat. Because the name of the number terminal, a bono was so saying, and at the end was so. And that is what we are talking about. Almost time could be no more young be near day. Am I a year when you say any Melindia now what year day in the year? PRC in Melindia because before play. Okay. Man, almost been here on my life. Cost of 4 air 2 or coast home. Beer bar 4 air 2 beer bar. Saloon, barbers, or beer bread. And the Papa and Casablanca said, I don't know if you are the beginning or the sociality in the media.
Okay. Orabaje, who were contributing factor and paying for the go up on a swap. People's for a musu say, and can sign an embra for Mumidru.
Sababenka say at least 14% there. It's almost a reduction this particular quarter. At least, can I say already no? You need to come with this war cost crack complication because when you say the new sorry, away. And he said, what you are what's to flow? Now they are generating power money. I'm a one target crowd was set here for 1,000 million. When you are an Abuswa, I don't know what I calculate like Villamaya. What are these low cost count my teams here? Into a month to the crown and you're 14%. Okay. And that is what we have to say they must do for the people.
Orabaje, Musuye, and more research and we go up on the sea. Mabwa nine at the Honsam at 2 PLC and him say, when a Musu say, I was somewhere the Magana for.
I am sure. Say when he said last 4 days ago, he became Troy. And then almost a reduction. And then we have no Cassia. I have thrown another petition, second petition. I'm also being here, give it 4% in the eight news also be organ forces. It's a very almost 10% in count. And they are the call.
Well, People's Forum. I didn't Musu say a Yancy say I was a bandy dear to my neighbor, no so, and then can you walk us about from?
Say, I buy a day, say, out to a ponoso, okay, PUS phone communicating, or more Ghana force. Near my don't know found one, any near my sign 9 weeks. You don't know any Namacaniano, any near my 9 weeks. A confirm one, and confirm, a cosra and cosro. Maybe it's a Ghana for Toka on the Con Toka. In Tadena confirmation 23 about 3. Send the air confirm and also. Now they are 23% inflation, about 3%. Now up to Kanu 28%. Yes, and the confirm. A cosra, Obiano Unia Casacasa. And one in the Ghana for air catch PUS, any of mine.
Ora Dennis Miracle Abuaje Yadase Enobre. Dennis Miracle Abuaje 8 lead at the Map People's Forum Kono. Nene and we begin we so na ya homeka sebo no so yebesere mo ne yentena.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. Don't be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. Don't be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Yatwa kasebo no so yekọ my Ghana mra sebeje fie edom kuma wo my Ghana mra sebeje fie si wo hia nkyeremu e de fa Ghana Mampany His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo nansen na kwantu a wotu a wo de chartered jet na eko wo mo si bibi hwehwe wo maso kakra wo mo ntene yamase enti benefo enkyere yemu we huti ya kwa homano so na aja madama yene deputy ranking member wona na woko bosome frehu abaton pesia so ewa asante mantemwa woye wo mra sebejenin wenyuminyafo na asafo agei akwakodi enkomo kakra ewo ho edom kuma no atena se akobenkrom ena wom eche se wom nyina na wa abaton pesia so a wom esom wom sa adehye ni so hia nkyiremu eni nte wo se wom ye mra sebejemfiefo no ene bisa sa nkyiremu no edi free empany for no monsaka na wo muhunu se koba ne se wo kɔ na baton pesia so na de hye bisa se na se Mampany tu otu kwan chartered jet ho ka firi he hyehyɛ ne se na siti a no so nya bi aka na je se wachechire mu ye ama na de hye no ate ase enu nti na wo mahye mu a ene wo mo so eto de ama ne nsankyerefo se yemwa na aban no enti bi na nkyechire mu a ese efata no wo mo hwe ni mo emfa ensom wo mo nim se anya hwe no aso ye be se mienu anasa bi ensa bi na omo ho kwan se sansem a wo modom kuma ebisai wo hwe ne wayi ano ema wo mo deputy ranking member wo my Ghana mra sebeje fie foreign affairs committee no eso edom kuma no oyeba ewo bosome abaton pesia so bosome frehu abaton pesia so emra sebeje ni eneno no nana asafo agye aye be me no adama majo
Ni aba mejo so na so promise.
Yehu adom yehu eye Honorable wadama de mu bi say yene se mra sebeje fie de agya munim atene ewo mra sebeje fie de de famra kwan so ene the appropriate contest ade bia ne ye wo se mu di ewura ye bi se o ade asema mu bi say magina krata asem so atintim e bi se defense ministry no anasa foreign affairs ministry no na kempo chia mehene atwe wo maba mra sebeje fie abeyi mu ano anasa mu ka na sera keke ena mu framam
e ba cho me da wose na me chia wati for Ghana for you na ni bewe question of this I think yes I crowd and the crowd and a story we go about money ni pia ne se enta ye Mampany akwantu a okwama no nenie nkenya dia ye ko ye ni chiku se ye beti sam komono e o bedroom na semia ye ko na se ye chire baby aye ma ye papa na se ye ma me da na ama for you na ni aba kenya sa ni pen but a man who ni pen who be a permit if you want the Mampany point to a chap. Ghana for you now, many of my business say, and I said, a Ghana for I didn't put into say, send your Mampany for no. Now, I won't call mine for nothing. No, you need company, and I said, only to money about the anything or not here. The one playing that hope, not all to fire or stop playing for. Looking at this assembly about and the same way, maybe a picture Ghana for you now say, your presidential jet, no problem for me. In fact, I just want to pray to find 2 or 3 occasions. A Ghana family of social landing. Indeed, a place here say, you're tough for. Now, you're not tough for you, no. Sabi, oh, you buy here. Only me a Bema. No need me a back, only of Fabia or plane, and to just hear for high. And before they avoid me, maybe even look at the two that be up again, and say, buy the bottle. And then we be a buying. See, plane now, Ghana school here. Yen to Ghana coin in area. Said the home toy and so mine. And then you want point. You didn't pensa. And no musu busu being a tesu pill. It's a tea or top lane for. Yet to me, look at say, say, yeah, Ghana, you're playing. Yet, if I talk to me, son. Now for time, how it be cooking. Now, play now, you be hiding to coin. Then, the president, your man, Mamma, dear, who fast are playing cooking. Play now, you hide, yeah, a man perform. Any president or three more in Navy. The hypocrisy, the fancy. Said me, when the presidential get any election for one. You know, that's the way about my answer. It's a answer. Get us me. You what you so near here. Now, I can't hear you. Me, my son, forgive me, so say, oh, I can't cry. You so when you near the Democrat. The more thing was a game, how much and all the also president about commercial flight too. You near the deal. We see the paper fuel. And your fuel and one who to find our presidential flights were. Oh, about 9 different car international permit ubetia. Slight repositioning ubetia. If any the fuel recharge is ubetia. A plastic queue no hotels because we are more than 14 hours. Nonetheless, a fan of different countries in ubetia uminaka. Different about 9 different posts. It's not only a Muslim no minor president the Kuvado. Now when they move by and come over for commercial flight, and then they move for commercial flight. Then they need flight and a move for. Maka said there is no such thing like freelance. If we are not there now, you're there. So we open the Mahama, why you code of conduct, attach appointees in now said, Momon Jackie, Momon did the game through you. Put me on the getting your own. Me, we knew you. But making us sit I said, and one thing, concessions are more, and anything a contact more, according to because it's one of the reasons or one of the benefits are in India. It is the we are owner. So these are things that legitimately is arriving. Sorry, because of Savannah, would they not done her? That's how you can.
Okay, honorable.
The trips are now you're saying of iron. Chain. Number 2. Justifying saying the presidential in they tell me to say not the no matter the commercial flight. One for commercial flight this time because about for commercial flight. ABC follow anybody to social media president radio here about a commercial flight. Get an assistant. To me, I want to mean 10 commercial flight. No more the offer in your flight. For the 1 million or 7. Or more promo and get the star, and yet not that you send you. So, you one year, you before, if you're not here, not paying that easy, but TV was so. And we did 7 or no year, and what the 4 or no year, you be a need the enemy, you get the papa and family. That is what minority that is of this legitimate cost.
Honorable, what was you say? The time I am on Penda da Ekufuado. Yes, I said because of the Nebudre. Almost can be Cheremo. And Nuntin am so more returning the same idea Eddie Amawomu. And answer clearly. Munim say, ye jet noa, Mampeni, ye was so my was what the 2 coin, Muji tune say, ni state in ye and ye save, Sir Mampeni be a betinum Eddie 2 coin.
You catch the almost a flat net, you're ready to grab parliament and responding to questions. Then you if I don't have to resort to your friend say, candidate. You're coming in almost in. You put the top black actually and say, your flights, your plane, it is in pristine conditions. Just say that's a pristine conditions. Just say a year, somebody one a picture. Now one is to be mad. The catcher will catch you say somebody yeah, you could say no trick in a person in fact. Who says I be a man, but you grow to find out of spinning the end, not in a young to me, Mamma Penny and Tim. You can't say, play me, we are the same thing, the you. And so then you won't be here, Mampenny, dear. If you are meant to say, they are not your come, and that is why we want them to be. What to say, another number to follow. Fate, I am bonnet. In fact, you see, you sell the Yamagana for you now, for Trimuda. And now, at the end of the say, and afraid you say, number two, you told everybody, say, so Mama, your problem, be saying, your best commercial flight. Commercial flight, oh my God, also a fire marriage. And any before you there, boy, my papa, every flight, you came to Ghana, you came here.
Okay. Honorable, me back home. Enti de Edom Kuma ne hwehwe nyina ye say defense minister any foreign affairs minister krata mo de ama wo mo no eye say mo hwehwe achew pakeke ene de afiri wo mo. Honorable me back home manunsi wadama. Mr. Wadam Manunsi. Say mo hwehwe say oh, omo mra pa chew say omo anekọ kan say afedo omo ba ye omo be fili ye no omo hu say enye sa na tie nti omo pa chew say emabi atwam omo kan sa editi amampan dada Akufo-Addo ana say the minority in parliament will issue with say eye obi private jet ene ya chata etu ebi oman na eboka nti ebi ehia nchechemu ye day to day eye update about sikasem ne niema ekoso say mu dia import na mope
me pacho chop palele o komo oni mi di na dem no cry dey kan one say that one is for say ipano ankasa ebe judge for the jury to judge. Yes, see, omo say it is say yera mahamama ye di ni ma kontu odudu awet omo say kwanya o fa so koy him asay ni boy e ho asisi e say e den na wo yusu ni mi na flight na sabi that is easy when no one flight. Is that the only safest way? Is that the only most economic way? All these questions are legitimate questions. So for chop, I think it is one of the things because every day the jury will respond. But clearly, if you're small, any now clear on a lot of things. And Montpellier the name don't share and no passive code of conduct. And a code of conduct, no, clear say. And young people who are one, OGC Kakrana say, Obi Mausi Kakrana, it should not be more than 20,000. If a flight now is free, flight now is free, 605 Bombardier no now we free. Sabi, and no, not in Boca, one Boca, put you between $10,000 to $18,000 an hour. One Boca, and so you say, is that the most economic, is that the most efficient principles now? No consider young Ghana for say in fact, say be beside to the presidential jet now. Or man penny no bet through your friends a commercial flight. Now me are no here no. On you say oh the code of conduct. Your friend is code of conduct. The more non person may swear for any code of conduct constitution 285. Say a detail will be decided when Jim say oh British these are the legitimate questions that minority, myself, and my colleagues asking the president.
Ona beja kwame akone Edom Kuma no madama. Edom Kuma no madama me semi bisa kakran. Ye bekwa akọ han wiemhyan foforo. Ede be ma ye mampani esanse. Se wo kan se yese so wo kan se yese. Oba e no oba be hunu so otenamu a emwa. Ena onua wo bie. Ena o machata ena wo de eko. Oman ne be se sika bekwa akọ han foforo a ebi e be chen. Emprempre de adidi dwuman. Ena mo se mo concern wo hunti ye hwe animu se empanifo ba be yi ano. But assuming se se ayeti hoi enhyiamudie bi aba putupuru. na emrasebe fie yeyi obi baako se yehia no so okogina o man Ghana nemu na bilateral relations nkomo bi ekoso ho onkonkotu ayesa na mo no na mom ye state of ye presidential jet no de kwa enye into this very chartered flight na de amama mpani no ene yesi won fa nkwa nka donkuma no wo kana say
But your question, somebody, if I saw chess and the senior the parliament, maybe for the Ghana or Brutia, Mr. Flight Ben of a father.
I'm a patch of Madama. Yeah, money the same chartered flight in a man penny to Mrs.
They didn't they was here the man. And when you're here, in fact, the living against the principles. Someone make us me there is no Saturday like Finland. Me for seven church say, seven. And then say, Ibrahim Muhammad. The company be up any of the ministries, any of the agencies, set up a fair contractor, you probably make up a policy. Not to be the policy, because you probably only plan a flight in a woman peninsula. So these put undue pressure, undue influence on government. In this same union, he benefits from government contracts. In fact, concessions are organ of Cassian Mukrano, Yadiaman, Obi Success. So, and Yamaya or Yamani Mianinti, what's our assets? No, said yet. And these are the real cost for the flight now in Yama and 10 years free. And that's why I'm saying that some of these things are even much more expensive than, say, a corporate input. So, these are the costs. And a friend is saying, bill be by parliament, growth and sustainability, bill be by parliament, I see be amended. Now, tax be free, your mining companies. Now, my mining company, so you say I can afford ya. And so, in check plan, now my mining company, but my baby for back, Fedia Organa. Or maybe because is it the real cost of the flight now? Yeah, from Ninian one. So these are legitimate questions.
Okay.
If you're Mampenino or moral high grounds, some of these things, and you say, oh, yeah, it is a defense minister and a road minister. No, so for J, Nimia or near maybe no, so the man not Nimia could not contact. I can want them there, a conflict of interest.
Oh, not just Adam Kumano for fair accountability, any transparency in tea, and I must say, and say your court, Saquano Mampeni Namsono.
The Constitution Article 284 clearly that's a conflict of interest. Clearly, it's a someone in Yama way. And it's a who now also a party code of conduct. The code of conduct they can the same thing, manja them do ha. Now they all them do only or your businessman. The question is clear. So you appointees no or we have the other yaka. Sabe one year, we a reason for going against the code of conduct, against the constitution. Now, they cannot give you the same reason. That is the point. And these are the same people who vilify the president for doing the right thing. Constitution. That is the question. And we must address that point. Not Ghana, say, oh,
Abuti bacha wadama krata na amodi akono mpanifo ama kwan se da ben na wo mo esefata so mo yi ano ne mramra se beja fie
wo de krata for se beja fie table data table be process now I try my respective ministries aba be respond they have within 3 months to come and respond but the bibi o hona se MC wo mo kwan o be try braba be yi ano se enye mi timimba enti mo information sani so we have a process. We discuss the questions to the table of track. The table of track by an idea. Then we take it from there.
On a bed dance for our penny. Nipa Yanino Dean Komoy, Deputy Ranking Member, Uduma Sebejafia, Foreign Affairs Committee, no eso. Sansona Bosome Frehon Abaton Pesuaso, no anyone Bran Sebejani. Unumanya for Nana Asafo Eje, aye.
Enkita hudia so for any urumunyamfo samo na te George adodo na nimsi friend Sam George. Na opanyini na wakasa tudwa se ne ba bia wiase kanko ene wiase mpuntu akoduru no. Ene ultimate na wofie na wato na opa bia de afri wiase wo man bia so. Tena wo dem ye de bebre wo. Na kamia kwese ba bia wiase akoduru no Ghana ye de ho ahye mu bi na nso ye de wo akiri popo ye kwan wa. Na wo chem se aban adwene ho de hye gu apono so hwe hu ni se. Kwan pa ye fa so ne ye to niam wo wiase ma hodo nyina so na ye delivery no. Yenso ebefa abefo kwantempo no so bi na atumi aboa ne awoto ene ne awoto no wanya gidie ene arehemu se ba bia ne ma ne kɔ no bɛkɔ akuduru ba bia me so metɔ de afiri no e ba be come nsa ne sa yesu nti Portal and Courier Service Regulatory Commission ahwɛ ada sisi bi de wato ne Integrated Courier and Logistics Management System Ghana na dwumede ase enonumnyamfo Sam George waka se de atudwa se sanse yen hyehye enam kwampa so nti eni ama hoho amononefo na kyese omodo mo ho ahye dwumadiem enti wo wato wa ade no nipa ne se me delivery service nti se me pe obi na wo de brewo na obi na yakwa akɔpɛ no eno so ye obi adwuma wo ontua hwemfa ma oman no oman ne nya ne so mfa so na kyese wo gie na wo die na no opanyina ka se kyerem se bra so se Ghana sa dwumadi ahodo no ye de fa kwantempɔn so hyehye ye paso na oman no ye nso otimi nya mfa so do so pu e de efiri so ene sa wo to ade wo internet so na nipa ne ka kyerɛ se tua ansa na me de abrewa wo mpene so esanse wonim na wotua usika bekam ade a wo penso so no e ade e bekam na omo to aduane kwampo de awe hosem aduane na wo da na ye de bre no otimi park moto no ba bi nam no beba na oyi ba ko awe ukwa ko bisa hwan esanse no de bre no unim no ena nipa no no so de asoma no onu so ni moto wura yi ene se wato ade pa ye de bebre wo utimi tena ho anansa na enka wonsa wotua ka unim ho asem ka aduane a woto ye 70 cedis delivery fee or 150 cedis aji se wudi na delivery fee no board nche aduane no nyina na yade a ha Ghana papa na no manyafo Sam George kirem se nti aban na adwene ho de hihye yi ba na kwampa ye fa so na yetua ka na ye woto neoma e wiasa ma hodo nyina so no ebe ye hihye pa na Ghana fon so yetima nya mfa so e de afiri so.
For too long, the Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission has operated on a manual framework designed for an era of physical letters and stamps, grappling with the challenges of manual licensing and fragmented data. Our regulatory tools have remained analog, well, until John Mahama and Sam George took over. They have remained analog in a very digital world, and we faced a rise in fly-by-night operators who remained unregulated in their activities. And these unregulated activities did not only frustrate legally regulated courier businesses, but critically eroded customer confidence and trust and created loopholes for e-commerce fraud. Under the vision of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and the Digital Ghana agenda, we committed to addressing these gaps, and today we deliver on our promise with the ICOMS GH platform.
Onumanyanfo Sam George nene ena atwagui. Na Sam George ka se chire no ena akwankyerefo a wada Postal and Courier Service Regulatory Commissioner no Owura John Otutei. Ono so ka se bie no wa chire mu se san hyehye ya ne ye di ho nkomo yi. Ye twere ho hyehye ya chepa mamara ne ye twere to ho no mo ache be 20 years e chire nie. Na so se be ye ne ye de hyehye ne be ye adwuma na so abanfa so na kwa ebo ache bidin. Enu nti ye ne Integrated Courier and Logistics Management System Ghana wada na die ye behwe na emra no ya hyehye de ato ho no mo de abochi dom na aboa mo man no ye nyamfa so.
The Act was passed in 2003, and the commission itself was established in September 2004. The commission started from just one room at the Ministry of Communication. This commission, the Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission, was established as part of the postal sector reforms. So one of the key functions of the commission was to liberalize the postal and courier sector, that the sector becomes more competitive by bringing more players into the sector.
Any atwagui e kwankyere for Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission odan Owura John Otutei. Na ne kwakwa mu no wo mo a omo ye ukada adwuma bi empempi no se wo da de a omo ene ya na omo gye edekọ. Na Owura Evans Waja ejina wonana mu wono so kasa ye chirim se o omo de omo nchiri hyehye yepa omo nchiri hyehye yepa kora aja se na opa ade akokotoko ne nya na bro ene se mpedifo betimi ne hyehye yepa ogu apono so abema Ghana ni no gidie ni arehemu se ne ya de brem no ba be kamensa eye no anso so ne ya de brem ya why not omo de omo fo aso pa
kada rade se be fa kwanya so na ya da mwase na ya sa fa kwanya so ada honorable minister ase se wachina service na chi any motorbikers and also kada riders na asema me pese me fa akwanya so na me sire insurance companies no ma hu se associations no edoso wa ha sei Okada Riders Association ORAC wa ha Commercial Motor Riders Union e wa ha different associations wa ha sei na single bikers no e bi to say me bana me betomo na mo ne me kambro fun kwa na mantimi anyi me nsamo ano a anhwe na me ho akire nti mo hwe na mo ntwe ne ma no ho kakra na ye be sire mo aka sei insurance no se mo implement ne se ne madam e be kan no a e ye de asem ne ba e chinchina atwan
Any atwagwe ewura Evans Waja Okada Riders no gina wondim a ono so wode sansam etudwa Jojo say ene Christabel Blankson ana wode amaneboyi ebesomo yei
edom kuma ye wo my Ghana bra sebeje fie ena anu ni ono na efutu abaton besa so ye wo ma sebeje ni osahene Alexander Kwame na afenyama ken ede atudwa se Ghana Mompany Excellency John Dramani Mahama onhwe na mprempre onye nhyehyeye na yade a ye fe ne se hania etwo Wanfa enko Ghana Medical Trust Fund Mahama K Jumedin onfa hyemu bi na wase nanse watrase asese atieti apomudi enko bomu ababeto dwasese wokon yekuru nkumenkume ni mu a enianem bi wo ho a sa atweyade atieti won papa sika nso ni ho enti okon ayresabia ne yeka ne maba akomienu ne wantumi a ode betena fie eno ano ntini wona mase ekoda ntana ha mu pampe no ne ho kyere no a enye yade papa ene wose ade ba ko esanso ma ne se fem wo ho a enunti won sere se mpanifo nwene ho no fa nto Mahama Care ne so ayese National Health Insurance Scheme no omai Ghana ya pomudi ensi achiba adwumade na edidi dwuma no enei sa henia yade en etwe no enka ho bi nti ene onhwe se Ghana Medical Trust Fund Mahama Care no ode etwe yade ne beka ho na obi wotwo na okwa aresabia empanifo nyannuro ede amano
about the rise in hernia cases in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the Methodist Health Trust, the issue here is subsidizing treatment. Mr. Speaker, we have heard of the new health fund, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, which was scooped out of the health insurance scheme. Can the Minister of Health be programmed to come and address this important matter as to whether or not this can also be added to the Ghana Health Fund? Mr. Speaker, it is very important because, Mr. Speaker, somebody in the village who has this condition and does not have the means, the thing is that it's not everything that the health insurance comes. And this is one important thing that, Mr. Speaker, we need the ministerial briefing on.
Pa yetene ken eye osahene Kwame na Alexander afenyoma ken okon efutu abaton pesosa wono ene mra sebejeni edom kuma ye somo my Ghana mra sebeje fi wono ene wona no ni Emmanuel Akole enafe William Kentu ne de somye
Kafam Ghana Limited any easy buy adanse bi adi and we no say buy now pay later ye ma okwan betone ne na da foforo bitua yenka we yan hihye pa beboa popo analytical appliances bi awo wani gye ho no won sa tumi aka bie na dwumade ase ana communications director wono aso ne brand ambassador edema Kafam Ghana Limited owura Miki Osebeko wokasa no wochim se san hihye okọ amaya tumpon so a enya de foforo ene abofra teche university kura wonwie ka wodemu nya asem keto esan se o man de hihye agu apono so oba beji ne ne wotua ne da foforo ana Ghana ha se ne bi a woni de ye kwan wa enti ye brepopa ene phones amount for omopa ho ntumayi 17 plus ne keka ho S26 series so also beto be this obreki bank and hwekran this obokro no ka ho asa na osika na so hwe amoya o matum poti mkwaje obetua ne kakra na ade na ba be ye ne dia na hyehyɛ na asa hyehyɛ na enye adwuma o ha ni ntina ma ye ne ye bre pa na ka ho bi na Kafam Ghana Limited any easy buy e de san hyehyɛ aba electrical appliances bi a wo pɛ no ye to bi nko ade ye sebra na beje na wo ho ye da wo ba betua aka umpewe na de na ope na electrical appliances o muto nyina no appliances na o muto nyina no eye brand ayi nim so wiasa ma hodo nyina so eye papa eye 5-star product anything entwen kania bebre enti na kania bokompo yesi yesen tisuwe ene auto prepaid kituwa bi a ade obe yiso a esan se enya de a etwen kania na opanyini kire mu se e bia na wo no usika no aboa opeso oba na obeto na utu aka ehon hyehyeye wo ho eno ye ni ho asem bi aka won so sika no ni bi na so ade no hia ne putupuru mu yese bra ye de be mawo na ye de hyehyeye gu apono so wotua ne kakra ogidi se beboa na Kafam Ghana customers omukomu atumi ahan wo mu
ejuma ye Kafam ne se eye uma plans na musu yifi ye de papa eche en nankani and so research teams all the year you feel you are not sure say any Camilla who said and they said they were brought to offer and I feel so we should attack about I say world's first design centric appliance We have appliances. Every power. And this is the one. The company. Until the need to want to come from the second quality of appliances. Now, let's talk more about second bro. You see, we say the best of the customers. Only we see only 2 appliances this year. And we so appliances now, but we see this year.
Na enu achire no enu owura miki osebekun wo se achire mu say eba electrical appliances no a kafam omunim adwuma na ni so pa omu ye yache nti omunim ne ebeboa ene ne yemboa ne ye papa ene ne ebeboa Ghana ni no eni sa brand no nko a ene omoton de ma Ghana fo na ne kra no omo de brand fufuru bia beka ho gidi say Ghana fo ni beje ho
ya appliances na eye pa ebi fufuru eye ba e friend Hillberry so unim Hillberry media and the agency money. If you say, you should be yourself for me, so we should come from track record. You are told almost appliances will be a similar that will come from. And the research of say, appliances no power we to see, we in the condition to see, we the money change, we never can never fall. And they are formulating. Hillberry brand, so we will be away in more. We should share more technology. And technology, I can say, you and can say TV, say air condition, say air fridge, say chest freezer. Technology, and say.
Ora Miki or Sebekun, a Yankita who dear Bofo, on one the brand ambassador, Edema Kafam Ghana Unlimited. Nano Krakramonura, Benjamin Kofi Kwashi, or a country lead, Edema Easy Buy. On the Casabia, which him say, Mudia Bay, or did he say Beboa Ghana for? His son said, Yamado Nani here, oh, a few more. Now so Famico Ligribam Kudi, Great Tessicano, a whole seminal Aqua Cana. It is here Mudia Bay, and your Buraka from shop be a more, and in this way if I call. Na uchana kakra na ansana no agi se ade ne bo no hamu chichemu aduana 40% no utu ade to ho na afenhihie yi efira ase ye
what I say they say making products access to every guy now so your share market in ma Kafam is one of the brand that I think if you can check their track record they are the top ones rating
Chegwe Ewura Benjamin Kofi Kwashi one ne country leader Edema Easy Buy and our disansemi etudwa George was say and the amani boy ebesumo yen ebegina George amani boy so na yetwe ho batew yebesere money entena
Ojamno no nansay dia wo jiwani asa confidence level so asa kosoro pa e wo se manigie efese ma fa Mr. Q aye bema kasa wa fa meme dro Mr. Q aye bema mu a enya afi na wo be ye hu debate tell him hey na ada no fa no World Cup sa na so amwa Mr. Q ya ma fanti ma ye bema mu a case closed no so be person me ye bema kasa enti na Mr. Q ni bi wo hiato Mr. Q our pharmacies and over-the-counter medicine shops. Dudua Kokunlun Ghana Limited, East Legon, a Champo Junction. For 0244 139 176 and 0204 139 176. And member what you feel doing what you do and the firm Mr. K. FDA Aji Ejedi Nkra to Yatum.
Brush your teeth every day and night. Up and down and all around. Brush your teeth is bright. Brush your teeth. Brush with mom and dad. Underneath and in between. Brush the germs away.
Pepsodent, cavity protection.
This advert is FDA approved. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury Akan paint. No be any painting be paint. The luxury acrylic paint. Paint with champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury Akan paint. No be any painting be paint. The luxury acrylic paint. Paint with champion.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Ghana this year and a brebe ma kwan na kasebo yedi na ACA na nsem de di akotene kasebo mu bi enie
Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama any Korea emra sebedani chiame atnase edi amahodwe mu mienu enkomo sanso ena University of Cape Coast in penny for ashe man penny abedi echi Professor Nana Jane Opoku enmunyam na yegyina mu ekọ edom kuma no afam wobrekwa na wo mu eche se man penny chartered jet no nanse wo mu ntiase nto hianche mu enso di firi ho wodom man afam no wona no ni onumonyamfo osahene Kwame na Alexander Afenyamaken enso akacha aban se henia etweyade no Mahama Ken onfa nhyemu bi se ne beya wo henia na akọ aresabia penifo befe ho eka ensuo eboate abafom Ohama bupen no miensa ene na chipo ensia ena nkane aso ate abafom ohama bupen enan ene na chipo ediowotwe ebaako yegyina mu emma Minister of Communication Digital and Innovation onumonyamfo Sam George de atodwa se kane no wo mo na eje nkofo ama de ne nkratasem kodi nkrofo dwa koma wo mo no na chese esunitiri so saa no abebo dam gbangbangban na ode aba na wo munim de fene se digital no ebi enai de mampani betene kunya so yi ensakrayaba medindi nana ama anotufo enafe
Sadat Mohammed Yamfa Sada Emma Osons Chemist say garlic no fa so paw panye fedi agro na obeje bere no akenkan garlic ho nsem wo be hunu sampa enya aduane sakeke eyaduro mapa na so garlic yeso de kagia mana ho de ne ba fomu o menu mienu so garlic de be yadwuma ene ne kwan de yesha ase de chichie ansan de aka gum ebebe na garlic ahodi nyina ne kọ na no na Osons Chemist adwene ho din na waye ne capsules kama we hu hia so obewe na age ho anampo de be yaduane na ho odi ni nyina akọ wonya garlic capsules ni bia na wamena to nipadua no garlic so mfa so nyina no sabeti meka bi ntia na ofredi Bora Pharmacy Herbal Shop Chemical Shop over the counter shops o say ope Osons garlic capsules MTNC we dey for you everywhere you go high sense say electrical appliances na open kwa de showrooms ne doors Ghana for na nyina Bora mabodi kona kwaje odie say refrigerator chest freezer air condition television gas cooker blender electric cooker washing machine smartphone sound system mobile phone ni nyina no ye obi na obi nyina no say your showrooms ne doors room na kwaje odie na ne dodo mu abetima free high sense 0302 550 000 0302 550 000 high sense everyday prices for everyday people Dofree roofing system and Societe General sikakrabia de hihye biaba na ekoyiye mu ode ye ma wani so de hunu so obetu akọ ofie na bam dia ma wo enti yese bra na ye ma wo nchense ni bi fa kọbọ dan so wo ho ye da bra na betua ye nka umpe we na de na ope wo ya ban adwumani udi da controller ka twa ngoma so wo de wo ba ne se wo konyina ne ye ba ko ye de ma wo fa kọ ankonkọ adwumani kwampe de ma wa be fa so twa ye nka ye nyina ne akọ benkrom wo ho hihye ye kwan so ya hweso na ye dia ma wo umpe we na de na ope ye ma wa fe ekosim fincham ye nsentem na odi atwa ye nka for wani chire mu East Legon Trinity Theological Seminary enche ho no mo pe Allied Fuel Station no aha na chi ho ne wo obetumi afre 0543 661 716 0543 661 716 ana say 0243 232 818 0243 232 818 number chat wo 0308 040 096 0308 040 096 Dofree roofing system hey think roofing think Dofree wo Henry Spices wo dwa so spices ne dose now so enye spices bia na yedie enu nti na make for Henry Spices dia ma yanka say natural ingredients anyakopon dia no before and wo Henry mpeni for dan ni na osiesie ne kama se ne yebeche e dia ma wo varieties in watwe ene wo dwa so 8 varieties nti aduane bia wo ye no fredi a
wobenya ho spices a ebebo no waduane no atwetwe de ene customers de amamo ne titiri no choba no restaurant for no hwe enka ne yedi sample si kwa ho frɛ customers etwam ene waduane ye da wo se no atwetwe dom de ma wo ya no waso hene spices ahwe na ebeyi nkonwa ne de ama wo obowura idwa so a wo se wo pɛ wo hene spices bodi se wo hene spices no eno na wo pɛ na open the dudu mu so a na wafrɛ 0207 805 398 0207 805 398 and I say 0244 525 908 0244 525 908 to hine spices de edewo na Lawson Herbal Center at the Lawson Local Mecha Badwaso na Lawson Local Mecha Champagne for the buy into Dr. Lawson when I'm fancy nko na ne wodie the virgin doctor na ye friend san say adroi ama man nyina no aye virgin oh we oba na onye virgin na chese Lawson Local Mecha no nyante nka mesre wo say ne ufire dia to Lawson Local Mecha bi na nonom kwaso na nonom na obehu ni sense sama pa be kwaso ni padua nom fungal infection bacterial infection yeast infection akeka ho nyina no etu ase so Lawson Local Mecha pa etu sa infections ahodo nyina ase no na ma hemfie honom so aye tight di amount sani awo open pepepe ya na nso bi gu anya nika enka bi anya nika ya na hemfie honom keka oni ade aya no nom Lawson Local Mecha ebeboa wo papa ma wo so why wo besima be ma wo so wura bebia ni kwase yura na watete infections aye wo ho kwalekopɛ Lawson Local Mecha nonom na ebeboa wo papa Ubura pharmacy, herbal shop, chemical shop, over the counter shops. Ghana for na Lawson Local Mecha won sebe kebi. Na do mu a 0248 619 999 0248 619 999 and answer 0242 133 577 0242 133 577. Divine Hope Herbal Center edi wotria herbal powder bedwa so. Na otria no nkonwa eyi no eni suso. Enu ti se nene de dikan ya wote wotwa herbal powder nka utia yiye manusia konokopebi na ebebo papa wo hwe ukotodwe enu sisi yare enti ene ekutapoma oni aye miensa akonwa na utimu anaso akadem pe wotwa herbal powder ne no ebebo wo ukotodwe na hode bebam biem usisi yare no ebefiri ho ama hoto mapa won sa tumi aka koko no aba afifi wachi otena sia wo bre uja ona ya wo bre afifi wani su ntia ma wani su keka opa woni uhu na maduani ena koko na fifie pe wotwa herbal powder no ebehye ebefiri nipaduani ni ma hoto mapa won sa tumi aka bi mojabro so yare no ene aba betena uyi nipa du a emu nan ko num de omu mojabro so pressure ni bi pe wotwa herbal powder ne no empoma gudie no de no ko fom enye won fom so ebia no waduane stress ensane na mane amanti ama wo mema sema ko fom a pe wotwa herbal powder ne no na wa ho odin kete so no ebesan babiem infections ni wudi asie pa pe wotwa herbal powder ne no atenka wo kete so no low libido wodi no ewo fom pe wotwa herbal powder enjojo yare stroke na fe ne ba na sa abadada yemkro ulcer no eno so aba wi nipa du a nipa be ye nson ewo ulcer yare ni bi pe wotwa herbal powder bebo ma yemkro no ulcer no ewu ahoto won sa tumi akebi ma menstrual disorder no edimu nya pa bosome so a efie gya dum pe wotwa herbal powder ne no na enuro no de abawu na ne papa no eni hu hia enu nti na medi wotwa herbal powder ho nkomode ama wo no wonya sa she baako na wate de gu kap mfa so shegu ho ne nom anopa aya ne se wonum breakfast anwumere wonum bibi de akwakoda na so na wo ye ho aduro obehu ne sa pomode mapa won sa timi aka bi otwa herbal powder no Bora pharmacy, herbal shop, chemical shop, over the counter shops. Ghana for na nyina wokwa to din sa wo pe wotwa herbal powder na ebeboa wo ne dodo mu ana wafre 0591 565 557 0591 565 557 and I say 0550 639 037 0550 639 037 wotwa herbal powder ujane sewa wara wo beba wani nyimekwa bebo ye chidom asumdwe fie peace 104.3 sunie DJ Toxic etwaso yemamumo enitie.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.